This video is going to be a follow-up to my review of the LG Tone Infinim headphones, and this is more of a long-term report. Several people have asked me about the durability of these, so I wanted to do just a real quick video to let you guys know how these are holding up. And this is actually a brand new pair because I had to send my other ones back, and I'll explain why in a minute. For the most part, I can report that these are still a very good headset, still holding up very well. The most common question I get is how durable is this thin little cable that you pull out, and then you've got the earbud on the end. I mentioned in my first video that this cable is very thin, but I have not had any problems with the retracting mechanism or with the cable itself. So from more of a long-term perspective, these are holding up very well. So I'm very impressed. The nice thing about these is this is a very light earbud, and it's very comfortable in the ear, and I can wear this for long periods of time and not have a problem. Some earbuds that I've used are heavier, especially with the ones where the Bluetooth receiver is actually in the earbud, like these Jaybird gear. These are a pair of headphones that I got for my wife, and I'll actually comment on these a couple times when I do this quick follow-up video. But this is a heavier earphone, excuse me, because the receiver is actually here in more of the earbud, whereas the receiver in the LGs is in the actual body. I'm still impressed with the sound quality of these. For a Bluetooth headphone, they sound very good. Now, I said that I was going to comment a couple times on these Jaybird Gear BlueBuds X. They don't sound as good as the BlueBuds. I'll say that right off. These have just a little bit more clarity and detail. Bass, I would say, is probably a little bit better on the LGs, but it's just pure clarity. These are awesome. But this is just a different style of headphone. But these are not far behind. Again, very, very good for a Bluetooth headphone. They're not the ones that I use if I'm just kind of sitting at my chair. I use my Dunu DN1000s for that. But for active and moving around, the LGs still impress me with the sound quality. I use I think it's the third equalizer setting, which accentuates the bass and the treble. So more of a V-shaped pattern that you would see in an equalizer. So I feel like that gives the best sound for the type of music I listen to. But again, just great sound quality on these. Definitely the best LG Tone headphones that they've put out as far as sound quality. So let me talk about the one issue that I had, which is why I had to send these back, and that is the volume control on these. I could not turn the volume down very well. This mechanism stopped working, and I could, like if I held it down really hard and just held it down, the volume would go down, but it was very inconvenient. You couldn't, just use it like you were supposed to. Now, I think that is because I use these for mountain biking, and I mountain bike a lot in the southeast, particularly in Florida, where it's very, very humid in the summer, and the humidity actually is higher in the woods than it is even out in the open. With mountain biking, you've got less wind on you, so with very high humidity, high heat, and less wind, you sweat profusely. And I think that's why these just aren't advertised as a waterproof, sweat-proof type headphone. So because of that, I'm not going to use these for mountain biking. In fact, I'm leaving them in the box because I'm probably actually going to sell them, because the primary reason that I got these is to use for mountain biking. And so I'm probably going to switch to a headphone like the Jaybird Gear. These, I have trouble seating them in my ears. I can use the wingtips and they'll stay in better, but the earbud is just heavy. So I may actually borrow these from my wife and try these. But these are a sweat-proof earbud, and so that's what I'm going to have to go to. Now, if you're not needing anything that's water resistant, sweat proof, these are awesome. because you can just, leaving the band around your neck is very convenient. It takes the weight off of your ears, but it's also nice if you're kind of walking around and answering calls periodically or listening to music periodically, but you still want them nearby. I think this design is proving to be really nice. This is my second pair of LGs, and I actually had the Motorola Buds. And I did a comparison video of the older LGs and the Motorola Buds, and let me just make a quick comment on that. I use the Buds less and less. In fact, I actually gave them away to a coworker recently. The Buds are good, they have good sound, but the bass, it puts pressure on your ear, and it's the way the earbud's designed. The more I listen to it and the more I switch back and forth, the more I prefer these. And also what's nice about these is the way they vibrate. That's a feature that I really ended up using a lot, and it's probably the one that I'm going to miss the most if I switch to a different style of earbud. So anyway, that's my follow-up review of these. Again, just a long-term report. These are a headphone I would recommend. The only reason I wouldn't is, again, if you need a sweat-proof headphone. But for every other application, I feel like they're going to be a really good earphone. A little on the pricey side, $150 is a pretty good penny to pay for a pair of headphones. But for the sound quality and for the features on these, I think you get your money's worth. So thanks for watching.